Persona fans have been asking Atlus for quite a while to remaster Persona 3 and bring it to modern consoles. I continually see threads pop up on Twitter and YouTube channels saying that they would absolutely love to see Persona 3 remastered. Atlus is aware of this, but they haven't caved. This has led many to speculate that Atlus just doesn't give a damn about Persona 3 because they can't milk it like they can Persona 5 and Persona 4, but I don't think that's the case. It's complicated, and in today's video, we're going to explore just that. So be sure to sit back, relax, hit subscribe there if you have not done already, and let's go ahead and get in and talk about why Atlus probably won't remaster Persona 3. Before we can really dive in and talk about why Atlus won't remaster it, we have to first take a look at all the versions of Persona 3. 2005, the vanilla version was released. This was just straight across the original Persona 3. Nothing special really other than just the base game. 2007 though, Atlus would release a definitive edition of the game called Persona 3 FES, or Persona 3 FES. This would be considered the definitive edition because it added 30 more hours of gameplay through a section called The Answer. The Answer was meant to take place at the end of the game, which on this game was called The Journey. And it would explain some of kind of the loose ends that were unfinished in the original game and elaborate a little bit more upon the story. It would also add in some more social links and some more personas to add to the compendium, but the big takeaway was the additional 30 hours of The Answer. That wasn't the only version of Persona 3 that Atlus released. We also had the release of Persona 3 Portable for the PlayStation Portable, or what fans refer to as P3P. This is where things start to get complicated, because in this version, we had things removed and added specifically for this version. The portable option gave players the option to play as a female main character, which I think is a pretty cool inclusion. On top of that, there were certain social links that were exclusive to the female character, one such being Vincent from Catherine, and I think a young Yukiko, if I remember correctly, from Persona 4, made it in there as a social link as well, though I can't remember if that was exclusive to the male social link or if that was exclusive to the female social link. But nonetheless, that was another Persona 4 reference that was kind of thrown in there. But this is where things start to get extremely complicated. Persona 3, in order to fit it on the portable system, had to do away with certain features. These certain features were, of course, getting rid of the hallways and being able to explore the towns and the school. What you instead got was a small little cursor that you'd move around, and then you'd go find the social link that you wanted to talk to and activate it from there. Kind of taking away assets, but it made sense to fit it all on one UMD, and it's actually pretty cool they were able to fit a game that big onto an UMD. This is why it's so complicated for Atlus to remaster Persona 3. Because in order to make a truly definitive edition, they would have to include both Persona 3 FES and Persona 3 Portable into the game. This would require Atlus to have to redo, from scratch, certain sections. They would have to find a way to add some of these characters onto the map, especially being able to walk around as the female character and have her model completely rendered in walking around. It wouldn't just be simple porting over a source code, because the source code never existed for that, because it never had an asset for that, because it was just a cursor. You also just couldn't port Persona 3 Fez over and just ignore the female character, because that's a big reason why a lot of people really think Persona 3 Portable is pretty cool, is because it does have that option. And again, as I said, there's social links that were added in there strictly for the female character. Really, in order to do that, they would have to, as I said, build stuff from scratch. And that's time consuming, and I'm sure Atlus has other teams working on certain things, and they might not have the manpower to do something like that. They could always source it out to another company, I'm sure, but it is highly unlikely because they'd still have to be able to invest time and money into doing so. And while I think Persona 3 would sell and they'd make it back, the question you have to ask yourself is, would it sell enough to warrant Atlus doing that? As much as I'd like to see a Persona 3 Definitive Edition remaster happen, I don't think it will. I hope I'm wrong, and I want to be wrong. I want to be surprised by Atlus and be like, hey, yeah, by the way, we're working on Persona 3 Remastered. It's gonna come out sometime of this year. That would be really cool. I just don't see it happening. The takeaway from this video isn't necessarily to excuse Atlus for not bringing it out or putting the money and assets in there, but to kind of shine a perspective on why I think it's so difficult. It's not just that Atlus doesn't care about Persona 3 or they don't want to bring it over. It's just extremely complicated to make a definitive version. Nonetheless, it could happen, and I'd absolutely love to see it happen. Let me know your thoughts down below on this. Let me know if you think Atlus will ever remaster Persona 3, or if you think it would be too complicated them, for said reasons in the video, to do so. You guys have been watching Gaming with Spoons. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Links are down below in the description box, as well as over on Twitch, so you can check out all the latest streaming that we're doing and what the latest game we're playing on the channel is. And most importantly, stay happy, be happy, game happy. Spoons is checking out.